Hi, you're listening to WSVC Radio. I'm Leo Sun.
I'm Stephen Foss.
And you're listening to The Pit Stop. That's with 2 T's.
Yes.
Oh, yeah. This show is about items in local PA that you could visit. We're talking, travel from, St. Vincent, Greater Latrobe area, things that you can experience, taste.
Yeah, places you can go, feasibly. You can go and experience yourself. Okay. Local history in the, greater Pittsburgh area, the western portion here in Pennsylvania.
Things you might never have known of, museums that you might never have thought of visiting, stuff like that.
Exactly, yeah. So,
what we got today, Stephen?
Yeah, so, what we're going to do here on the show is we're going to take turns presenting each other information. And I have elected to go first. So, for our very first episode of the Pit Stop, we are going to be covering something that's here on campus, and it's kind of it's kind of like a local legend here on campus. We are going to be talking about the Sauerkraut Tower. So, for those of you who might not know, if you're maybe a freshman and you haven't heard of this place yet, it is the oval-shaped tower that is behind the library. And I feel like not a lot of people actually know what this place was used for. So I'm going to present you, Leo.
Okay.
With the tale of the Sauerkraut Tower.
No.
Yeah.
Is sauerkraut involved in any way in this story?
There will, in fact, be sauerkraut involved in this story.
Okay.
Yes. All right. So let's get started here. There is... Oh, gosh. Okay, that was a bad start. We're off to a rough start. Let me start over. So the tower was originally constructed in 1893. So for those of you who are listening and are good at math, that is 131 years old. So this is a really old structure. And when you think that the monastery, like St. Vincent itself, was founded by Wimmer in the early 1800s, like this is something that has been around since the first 100 years of the monastery, even being in existence, which is kind of cool. This is a very, very old structure. I don't think it's the oldest one on campus, but
it's close.
Yeah, historically, this is a very important structure. So this tower was designed and constructed by one brother Wolfgang Traxler.
What a name.
Dude, that's what I'm saying. When I researched this guy, I was like, that is the coolest name ever. Like, what?
Wolfgang
Traxler. Are you kidding me?
All right.
Yeah, so obviously, this is a cool guy. And he designed a pretty good tower. Also, fun fact that the tower was made with monk-made bricks that were made here on campus.
They made the bricks from campus.
Yeah, dude, they made the bricks here on campus, and they built the tower here on campus.
Was it like the same time they did the basilica stuff?
I don't know. But the impression I got was no.
Okay.
It was not, anywhere in my research, I did not find anything like applying to that. So, moving on. We're finally getting to the purpose of said tower. So what I actually want to know, what do you think it was?
Well, okay, I'm going to assume it wasn't made of sauerkraut.
Oh my gosh. Okay.
I mean, sauerkraut isn't really structurally stable these days, from what I understand.
No, man, it's a poor building material.
Yeah, I'm going to assume they made sauerkraut in the tower.
You are incorrect.
Oh.
The original purpose of the tower was just a water tower.
It was a water tower?
It was a water tower, yeah.
With windows?
Well, yeah.
Seems like a
I know. You look at that thing and you're like, that is not a water tower. Like, it doesn't look like a water tower.
Did it have a name before?
No, actually.
Really?
They did not have an official name for it.
Okay.
And we'll get into why it's called the Sauerkraut Tower here in just a sec. But yeah, it was a water tower. And it supplied St. Vincent College with water for a really long time, actually. So how it worked is there was an underground spring that they actually took the water from, and they stored the water into these 5 huge tanks. And at peak capacity, the tower could hold 80,000 gallons of water.
That's a lot of water, Steve.
It's a good amount of water. And I mean, we do have a big campus, so you want to have a good amount of water.
Right.
And so it was a really interesting system, because remember, this is the late 1800s. So the entire system was gravity fed.
Like most modern water, not most modern.
No,
water
well,
tower.
okay.
Like in New York,
fair.
like in New York City, you see those wooden water towers. Those are like gravity.
Yeah. I guess that's fair. Like, a lot of water towers are gravity fed. Well, that's a good point.
Wait, I'm curious. I mean, if it ain't broke, don't fix it, right?
Right. Yeah.
Do you know what they used before that to get water? Like rain?
I actually don't know.
Okay.
No. Well, I mean, the monastery wasn't that old before, and I can assume maybe that they had like a stream nearby.
There's still a pond.
Yeah, there's a pond. Maybe they got water from the pond. Although I don't know how long that pond has been there.
A lot of buckets.
I feel like this is a whole different episode.
Yeah, okay.
The history of the same.
Back to Sauerkraut.
Right. Back to Sauerkraut Tower. So, it is. I just wanted to bring this up that, as far as my sources tell me, that all of the plumbing and the stuff was also designed by Brother Traxler. This guy was really smart. If he was able to build this tower, and then he was also able to design how it worked, like they must have been paying this guy like a lot of money. Hopefully,
You know what his background was?
I have no idea.
Okay.
I have no idea, but I guess he became a monk. But moving forward,
I mean, still there, so he must have been pretty good at his job.
I guess, yeah, because it's still standing strong.
Right.
So legend has it that during its time of operation, when it was a water tower, the head chef at the time, Brother Innocent, found that the tower was the ideal setting for making and storing sauerkraut.
Okay.
And so how he did it, or at least so they say, is that he would store it underneath the water tanks and he would ferment it there. Yeah. So at the time, the calf served so much sauerkraut.
Was it called a calf back then?
I assume so.
Okay.
What else would they call it?
The dining room.
Gosh, these 1900s.
Pretty sure the
students.
calf is like an acronym for something.
Cafeteria.
Exactly.
Cafeteria.
Maybe it's
Okay.
a different thing to go into the term.
Your head's on backwards.
Yeah,
Anyways. But the students at the time were being served so much sauerkraut that they speculated that the entire tower was just full to the brim with sauerkraut. And that's how it got its name. And that's where most of the legend has come from.
You know, I hear, according to legend, that you can still smell sauerkraut from that tower.
Well, hold on. Okay, I'm going to get to that. All right, I'm going to get to that. But yeah. So another fun fact about the tower. The Sauerkraut Tower was the tallest structure on campus. I don't know an exact number of years, but it was quite some time.
Taller than the basilica?
Yeah, actually. Or so they say.
Because
I don't know if that's because it's on a higher elevation, but at a certain time, they believe that the Sauerkraut Tower was taller than the basilica. Now, you know how the basilica
was being built?
No. Yeah.
Oh, because the fire.
Yeah, the fire.
Oh.
So the big steeples on the front of the church weren't added. They weren't added until 2000.
Right. Okay.
Yeah. So before that, in terms of height, apparently the Sauerkraut Tower was taller.
Okay, I feel like that's cheating. If like I built like if I built like a little shack on top of a hill, and the hill was taller than the Eiffel Tower, you know what I mean?
Yeah, I guess that is maybe a technicality, but I thought it was a cool point that for quite a long time that the Sauerkraut Tower was one of the tallest, if not the tallest, buildings on campus. That's kind of cool. Now we come to the end of the Sauerkraut Tower being a water tower because
all good things must come to an end.
Yeah, well, it's no longer a water tower as of right now. So in the mid 1930s, in my research, I found that the underground spring that supplied it with water was being drained by a local coal mine. But I don't know exactly why. I could not find this in any of my research, whether this was intentional or unintentional. But regardless, in the mid 1930s, it no longer was able to be a water tower. So the tanks were removed. And it kind of just became a storage area.
Well,
yeah, this is another legend that kind of grew as the tower just continued to sit there. Like, students are sitting there wondering, like, what is inside of this weird oval-shaped tower? Like, why is it always locked? And like people were like sitting there like, are monks living inside of it? Is there like secret underground passages that lead to different parts of campus? And
well, I don't know about that one, Stephen.
No, this is apparently people did find this like a fascinating thing to discuss. But the truth is, it's less cool.
It's just storage space.
It's just a storage space.
It's where we keep the Christmas decorations each year.
No, because okay. Here's something I don't know if I'm going to get in trouble for saying, but I have actually been inside of Sauerkraut
No way,
Tower.
really?
I have.
Can you just describe it?
I can't describe it. Yes. So
it was dark and damp.
It wasn't damp.
Oh.
No. So I'll get to that later because they actually waterproofed the whole thing.
Because it's a water tower.
It's a water tower, and plus it's a building. You don't want water inside your building,
right? It's like
as long as it's in the tanks. Like
it's a boat. You don't want water inside your boat.
You don't want water in the boat, right? So I actually was able to enter Sauerkraut Tower on one occasion this past summer, and yeah, it's just a big oval structure, and the only thing that's inside of it is like road maintenance stuff, like signs, traffic cones, like shovels, pickaxes, stuff like that. It's just a storage area for campus maintenance. So, yeah, unfortunately, the truth is a lot less cool. But I should mention that the steps leading up to the different floors are still there. I did not go up them. They did not look safe.
Oh, really?
I did not go up them. I did not know of anybody who has gone up them. So if you are listening to this and you find yourself in Sauerkraut Tower, please be responsible and don't tell them that I was the one who told you this.
Be careful going up the steps.
Don't go up the steps, is what I'm saying.
Well, but what if I want to go up the steps?
Oh, that sucks.
Bring rope.
Bring rope. Okay, whatever, man. But, okay, getting back to the topic at hand. In 1975, the tower was renovated.
Is that when they include the windows or just never have windows?
No, the windows were there before.
Huh.
But the tower was renovated because, it was built in 1893. Some stuff was starting to get kind of, worn down. So the roof and the fourth floor were completely removed. And the fourth floor, I don't believe was ever replaced, but they did put a new roof on it. So there's a roof on it right now.
Right. So you're just telling me there's a third floor with a lot of, headroom.
I guess. I don't know. I couldn't even see up that far, I don't think. It was dark in there. There's only, 4 windows?
I mean, if you're filming camp sauerkraut, you probably want...
Exactly, yeah. It's perfect location for sauerkraut, not really for,
I still don't understand the windows, then.
To be honest, neither do I. But the new roof that they put on was 16 feet lower than the original one. And I thought that was a really weird point that I wanted to bring up.
That's drastic.
I know, right?
Did they get shorter by 16 feet, or is just the...
Yeah. So the tower itself got shorter by 16 feet because they dropped the roof level. Yeah.
Huh.
That's weird, right?
Right.
Yeah. So I don't know if that actually impacted the largest structure on campus kind of thing.
If it was 16 feet taller, I could potentially see it being taller than this.
Yeah, exactly. It would have had more presence,
Definitely a large water tower.
Yeah. So they did put, in the renovation, they did also put some new windows, and they waterproofed it better. The windows were there. They just put new ones in because, you don't want water in the boat. And yeah, that's pretty much that's all the information that we have on the past. It's kind of like the present now. The tower's just there behind the library. It's just kind of sitting there, it's just hanging out. And it's just been used for storage for about the last 90 years.
Are there any plans for the future?
So that's the final thing I want to talk about, actually. Okay. You led into that perfectly.
Well, I like leading into things.
So there are
Except
a
dancing.
lot of... I gotta take you dancing or something, then.
Well, I don't know about you.
What, that I can't dance?
No.
Why are we talking about dancing?
Go back.
All right, can we...
just turn back the record.
All right, yeah. Undo words. Right, okay. So, future plans for the Sauerkraut Tower. There have been a lot of proposals.
Okay.
I found a total of 4 so far. Four main proposals that have been proposed by goodness knows who, because I couldn't figure out who.
Okay.
First being a coffee shop, kind of like the barista that we have in the library.
That'd be cute.
Second would be just an actual library. Like a certain spot just for all of our books, like a records area,
Like there'd be the tall ladder you would have to climb, and it rotates.
I was thinking more like spiral staircase, dude.
Okay, but in the tall ladder and
you really want the ladder?
Well, it's like you see it
oh, like on the bookshelf.
Yeah.
Oh, the one that rolls.
Yeah, that'd be
okay. I know what you're talking about. Okay.
Wait, can you describe how large it was inside? Could your arms touch the walls? Or how many arm lengths?
Have you seen it?
I've seen the outside, never the inside.
Oh, okay. So, our producer here, Mr. Matthew Boyer, has just showed me a little note saying that the library idea was the brainchild of Father Paul Taylor.
Oh,
so
who is the current
president of SVC? So there might be some more weight behind this one than I originally realized. The only other 2 options that I have heard so far would be an art gallery or a study area similar to what we have.
Like a little lounge?
Yes. However, I feel like a lot of these kind of suffer just from, the shape of the tower. And, it's this oval shape. It's not super round, or, it's not super big inside.
See, this is the problem with ovals.
It's not a great shape.
It's not a rectangle. Oh. It's not a circle.
I don't see any 90-degree corners on it. No, but, think about it. Look, have you seen the tower, right?
Yeah.
It's not super big. So, what can you put inside of it?
How can you describe the width? Compared to your arm
I don't know exact dimensions, but I'd estimate like 100 between 120, 140 feet in length or
Like
width.
length or width?
Width.
Okay.
I don't know how tall it is. I think it's actually
They must have
It's 4 or 5 stories tall.
Okay.
But again, that's just awkward, right?
Well, you said it was a staircase that was it a very steep staircase or like a
It's
spiral
wooden staircase.
A spiral staircase?
No, but I think a spiral staircase would be cool if we had like a study area or something like that.
Right.
Like that'd be cool.
A fire pole.
Ghostbusters style. The fire pole. Yo, that'd be wild. But again, I mean, do you see what I'm saying here? Like this is kind of an awkward space if we want to do something with it. So I feel like Father Paul might be on the right track here. Like having that as like a records department would be kind of cool. And
With
it's
like
a good
pneumatic
use of
tubes.
Yeah. What is that, Paddington, where they have the pneumatic tubes? Dude,
Paddington
you just got movies on the brain tonight, huh?
Yeah, I do.
Oh gosh. So wait, so actually, I did want to ask you, do you have any other suggestions?
Well, I from remembering how big it is from the outside.
Yeah.
Because
You don't have the reference that I do, huh?
Yeah, because you went inside.
Yeah.
They have a lot. They must have a lot of road signs in there, from what I'm imagining. Like,
I mean, they only utilize the bottom because there's no actual like floors.
yeah,
It's just platforms.
right.
So they have to build floors. In my mind, they'd probably have to build an elevator in there, right?
Because
Otherwise-
ADA accessibility.
Yeah, exactly. Like you can't have like, oh well, you got a wheelchair, you're stuck on the first floor. Like that's just kind of mean.
Is there electricity to that tower?
Not yet. I'm not saying that it's impossible for there to become electricity in the tower.
It never did in the past.
Well, no, it was built in the late 1800s.
Right.
It
Yeah.
didn't really have much
All-
electricity
all that-
widespread back then.
All that water that the coal mines took to just blasted their coal so that the coal doesn't dust doesn't go everywhere. That's probably what the water is.
You
like,
lost me.
Okay.
Okay, maybe. Actually, that could be a good point.
They sprayed the coal pieces to make
Maybe.
dust. No,
Maybe. Because, yeah, I couldn't find a reason for that. That's actually, like, a feasible option for that. Because, yeah.
Because there's that abandoned tunnel nearby that used to be part of like a mine system.
There is?
Yeah.
Oh, I don't know about that.
Which is tunnel?
Oh, but that's a train tunnel.
Yeah. There used to be like a lot of like
Okay, I
short
feel like
railroad
we're getting kind of
Yeah.
getting distracted from the point.
But short railroad lines, like there used to be one that went in front of St. Vincent to go to like coal mines.
Okay.
So it's like there was a large coal presence in this area.
Yeah.
Anyways.
Well, I know that there was a local coal mine. That's for sure. But regardless,
Yeah.
Any other suggestions for Sauerkraut Tower?
Make more sauerkraut.
Really? We just use it as the Sauerkraut Tower?
More sauerkraut.
Actually, I don't think anybody suggested that one yet. So
That's
there we
amazing.
go. Pit stop original, guys.
Sauerkraut.
Dad, we're going to patent that? Should we patent that?
More pit stop original.
Whoa, I thought like just the Sauerkraut Tower idea.
Oh.
That's $1 million idea right there.
Right.
What are
Because
talking about?
the American populace really
we all love sauerkraut for sure.
I mean,
I actually don't really like sauerkraut.
it's hot dogs. I don't really.
Okay. Let's start wrapping this up.
Well,
Because, I mean, that's all the information I have on the Sauerkraut Tower.
Steve, any ideas you have?
Any ideas that I have?
Yeah.
Not real. I feel like the library / records department is the most feasible option. A study area or like a barista would just be awkward in that space. So, library.
Maybe like a meeting space for the secret society. Us. It's just us.
Just
We're-
us two?
Yeah, we're in
Our private treehouse.
we're in an ivory tower overlooking St. Vincent.
Oh my gosh.
Yeah.
It would be so cool if only it was actual, like feasibly
Yeah,
a thing that we could do.
there's not really much to imagine.
I don't know. But what I do know is that Sauerkraut Tower is a pretty stinking cool part of St. Vincent County's
agree.
lore.
I agree.
And I don't think we should get rid of it.
Yeah,
Even if it's just there.
it should be here.
Yeah, it's cool.
Yeah.
And the story behind it, I hope that you guys found captivating.
Put a little museum in there.
Oh, that'd be cool.
Yeah.
Yeah, like Rogers Center.
Yeah.
Yeah. Say we got some good ideas.
Yeah, exactly. That's why you should listen next week.
Yeah,
to the pit stop.
Tune in next week to the Pit Stop,
Oh, yeah.
where we cover more local history
Oh,
and nerd stuff.
You'll catch us back at the road on the pit stop
Yes, sir.
with Leo's son.
And Stephen Foss. Thank you guys for listening.